there is no right way to do the next 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, your entire life. Hey guys,
I'm Sarah.
I'm Kaitlyn.
We are your best friends. As you can see, the title is What to Do After High School. So you're thinking, I don't know what I'm doing after high school. What a great video to click on. Wonder where they're gonna take this video. This is kind of an impromptu style of where when we were seniors in high school, where were our minds? And now that we're seniors in college, what would we do differently, or what did we appreciate that we did, knowing what we know now? Knowledge on how school works, the realities of college being worth it or not. We got a lot of those experiences in, and it's like, can somebody kind of direct me, maybe give me some inspiration?
When you're in high school, you do really see life differently. The world looks almost a little, I don't want to sound cynical, but it almost looks a little brighter. You really are a little more naive. I used to hear older people say that and I'd be like, I'm fine now, like I'm wise now, I'm smart now. The world is going to shake you in these 4 years throughout college. Life is going to get harder, like things are going to get real. You're going to realize that scary things, pain in life is inevitable. But now is literally the time, even when you're 18, 19, 17, to get on a firm foundation of life and of who you want to be and be standing on a rock, because
if you don't have any anchor, then you will most definitely be taken with whatever direction that the people around you are heading in. I know our freshmen that entered into college this year had it different because of coronavirus, but typically when you enter in college, I mean, you hit the ground running, especially those who want to get involved, who want to join a fraternity, sorority, who want to join a big club or something. First week, second week, there's already all these events and stuff. For sure, for those who want to get involved super fast, what Kaitlyn's saying is true. Without even realizing it, you're already meeting these people. You're already meeting different kinds of people, hearing different kinds of things. And before that whole flood of stuff happens in college, at least, it is best to kind of know who you are, to kind of know what you stand for and don't stand for. Well, some people are maybe not even considering college. What are your thoughts on college in general?
When we think about college, we think about it as just like the next step. We've been trained our whole lives in school to just be reaching for the next rung in the ladder. So in middle school, it's getting to high school. In high school, it's getting involved and be good so you can get into college. And then the typical path is in college, do a really good job so that you can have a job. What that mindset really ingrains in you from a very young age is to think about what you want to do all the time, what it is you want to be doing. What am I doing next? What am I doing next?
What do you have to do?
It's focused on the external, on the activity. I would challenge you, if you're not going to college or if you are, to shift your mindset and think instead about who do you want to be at the end of your life, because that doesn't matter whether or not you go to college or whether or not you end up staying at home and working, because if you don't even know who you want to be in the next 10 years, what kind of person you want to be, it doesn't matter what you do. The people who are the most fulfilled and the most successful in life didn't waste time asking what next, what next, what next, and wondering if their steps were perfect. They knew who they wanted to be and they trusted that God would take them there. Stop thinking about the what, stop thinking about the accomplishments, stop thinking about the next thing on your list. Who do I want to be in 10 years, in 5 years?
And you know that typical when you're in middle school, you feel like you have to be a higher age to be worthy of speaking or worthy of a certain opinion. Once I graduate high school, then I can do this, or then I can say this. Once I graduate college, then I can do this, then I can say this. And the truth is, you don't have to be a certain age to start being mature and more wise than people who are 50 years old by asking yourself who I want to be. We have met so many people, so many students, so many adults, and they still don't even know who they want to be. They don't even know what the purpose of their life is. And you could either experience it yourself through asking people questions. They'll be shook to hear such a deep question, or you can start exploring it for yourself and start asking yourself like, oh my gosh, what do I think God put me here on earth to do? What do I like to do? Maybe all of your life you thought that before you could ever be who God made you to be, first you had to get these qualifications or these degrees or this much work experience or this many internships. And man, that's like so exhausting, because to be honest, that is a big lie that'll keep you in this hamster wheel, and it doesn't, like, the feeling you have as a high schooler, that feeling doesn't go away. College students feel that. Us being seniors in college, it could be so natural to feel that. Gratefully, we don't feel that because we're constantly asking God to check our hearts, to make sure that we're not just performing for the sake of looking good to this world or looking good to God. He says it's not by your works, it's by the grace that I pour over you, that you are already called and you're good. And so I'm telling you, this world is so confused. You'll find that people are really on this hamster wheel, and majority of people are just living day to day, emotion to emotion, to the next. It does not have to be like that for you, the same that it is not like that for us.
College is one of those things, and we have a lot of things like this in life where it can feel like we are doing something when we're actually not moving forward. For example, when we think it's just about our accomplishments, it's just about the next thing up, you'll get tricked because you'll think, if I just get this degree, once I get this degree, I can start
the business of your dreams
and get this job at Google, and I can do this. But all of those things are just the external. If you're not even working on what's in the internal, you're not going to be fulfilled at the end of the 4 years. You're going to think that you were moving forward with all these little external check marks and stuff. You're going to think that you were growing as a person. But if you're not working on what's inside, then you're really not moving anywhere. You're kind of just running on a hamster wheel, and you get off and you're tired and you're exhausted, but you're in the exact same place. Don't just focus on the degree. Don't just focus on the next job. Don't just focus on the next anything. Make sure your actions line up with who do you want to be.
Well, I think at this point, college is good for people who need college to get to the next thing. It's a means of getting somewhere. For example, you want to be a lawyer, business person, and you need college for a specific reason. Some of the classes changed my life, but it is crazy that this world is kind of changing. I mean, let's be real. America is changing. Instagram, YouTube, all the social medias, it's becoming like very on, there's a lot of opportunities online. I just thought it's worth mentioning. I mean, there is no limit to what we can do at this point. We have other videos in which we kind of help you, you know, pick what major or pick a job or help you drop something that you thought you wanted to do, but really you're pursuing now what you really want to do. It is crazy how colleges are struggling because a lot of reasons now why they even have students is simply for the experience, for the Greek life, for the social experience, the networking and stuff. But as far as classes go, I mean, you can do online nowadays. To think that you could be working on something you love to do, let's say God put on your heart, and just doing classes online, so weird how it's very flexible nowadays.
The point there too is there's no right way to do the next 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, your entire life. So if you're the type of person who's considering not going to college, everyone's going to be telling you that's not the right way to do things. And even if you're just a normal person and you're trying to pick your major, and maybe you want to go with an unconventional major because you're passionate about theater or something, but there will be people that tell you it's not the right way. Learn quickly and learn it now. The people will try to tell you that there's a way to do things, and that's the conventional way, and that's the way that everybody does it. And you never have to follow that. You never have to go based off of that. You don't. People just hold on to that thing because that structure makes them feel comfortable and safe. But it's okay to take risks. It's okay to do something like do online school so you can work on something on the side, or transfer colleges,
or drop out of college midway because you realize there's a whole other opportunity. In my current life, I'm trying to break the patterns and the habits that tell you have to do something a traditional route. I could not do it without God, because what God does is he drops peace over me when I'm walking in the right direction. Peace doesn't mean that it makes perfect sense. Peace doesn't mean that it's like you can see the immediate results right there, or the plan, you can see the plan work out A to Z. But peace means, my goodness, I'm doing this with God. Before I'm working on how I perform, before I'm doing and throwing my life away by just actions, I'm spending time with God. I'm doing what really matters first and foremost, which is being with my Creator. I don't know if anyone's told you, but we are the creation and he's the creator. And if you want to know what you were created for, if you want to know what you're good at, if you want to know where your peace lies, Go to your creator, because he created you for you to go to him. He's literally like the life source. Here we are, both 21. She's about to be 22 though. We already know the key to a good life. It is by going to the well of life, which is in Jesus Christ. In our bedrooms alone, we read our Bibles and we pray, and he meets us where we are at. We are already fulfilled, because we have realized that it's not the actions, it's not performance. And obviously we're humans, so that those natural tendencies like want to come in, but we just go back to God.
Maybe, you know, you grew up going to church, you kind of just believed in God or whatever, but you never really were on fire for it or whatever. Just that was a thing. Or maybe you didn't grow up in a religious household and we say Jesus Christ and you don't know what it is we're talking about or relate to it or whatever. Whatever it is, like, the best advice we can give you is that this world is gonna try you.
Yes.
And why do you think so many people have problems? So many people are broken and hurt in this world. You see it all the time. And if you really look at it, you can start to see, crap, there's clearly something that the world does not have figured out, and you are not too young to see that and be the wiser to that. And so if we could give you any advice that's specific, because we said there's no right way, but there is one right thing to do, and that is to get right with God and go to Jesus. We have these deep life questions like, what's my purpose, and how do I be happy, and how do I have peace, and I have anxiety, and how do I deal with it, and how do I do these things? And really, the only way that you can truly have peace is to know that you are eternally secure, and that comes when you accept Jesus Christ into your life and he covers you, and you will go to heaven. And so that means that life will get hard, college will be hard, you'll have some tough freaking decisions to make, but if you have never given a thought to that, what happens after I die, or who made me, I would suggest that you give a thought to it now. Comment on it, watch some more of our videos, because we know Jesus is really the answer.
I do appreciate that the theme of this video is like the world will try you, because it's like, who would we be if we gave you some fluff, you know? Do I always like the sound of like, yeah, you're gonna get tried when you get to college, or when even if you don't go to college and you enter the real world, the working world. I mean, we all know we're gonna be met with people talking about sex, having sex, drugs, people who at this point joke about the anxiety or the depression that they have in their life. People who, when you're around them, you feel a sense of they don't have purpose. Like they're walking around, they kind of give me these depressed vibes, you know? We're gonna be met with it all. And now what I love is that Jesus doesn't mean a perfect life. That would be so silly. I mean, this life it's not a perfect life. It's not intended to be perfect. What you have found when you meet Jesus Christ is now, like we said earlier, the source, the well that never runs out. And now you go to him when life gets confusing. Now you go to him when you feel these emotions, when you have these questions, when you have this anxiety, when you're feeling depressing thoughts, and you don't stop going to him. Life's going to get hard one way or another. There's gonna be amazing times and there's gonna be low times, and that's good, because that's life. We have our low times, but we're so grateful that we can walk through the valleys. I mean, just imagine it, walking through the valleys where you don't see over the mountain and you don't know what's next and you don't know how you're gonna get through, but we walk with it, and right next to us is Jesus Christ. And ultimately too, having peace in that we're going to heaven, and the same can be offered to you as well. We want to give you a few practical little tips of, okay, I'm kind of appreciating what you guys are saying, so can you give me some practical ways that I can practice what you're saying, practical ways I can be proactive, or a practical way to have a good time in college while also knowing who I am?
Take time, get a journal, or just type it out on your computer and write the kind of confident, strong, wonderful person you want to be. Specific things about what you stand for, about drinking, about drugs, about hooking up. Like, literally think about what you want to stand for and who you want to be. Because let me tell you, it's hard to be the person in college who goes against the crowd. It's also the most rewarding, and that's how you become confident, is you know what you want and what you don't want. So if you've been struggling with confidence your whole life, all you gotta do is be proactive and figure out who you want to be. Then my next two little ones are just 2 books that you should read. the Bible. I didn't read the Bible for the first time ever until I was my sophomore year in college, so not too late. Read the Bible. And then this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, 100% recommend. And he is a Christian man, so he also gives wisdom based from the Bible.
Get out a journal and just dream as much as possible. Write out your fears, write out your stresses, write out where you want to go with God and who you want to be, like Kaitlyn was saying and stuff. And then continue to journal once you're in college or as you continue on in life. I wish somebody told me sooner that God isn't looking at me and constantly judging to see if I'm gonna do right or wrong. I wish somebody told me sooner that actually God wants to be with me even as I make mistakes, even as I don't know, even as I'm not performing good. He loves when I invite him into my mess. And my personality type, I suggest you get to kind of know, you know, how your thoughts work, how your thought patterns and your processes and how you handle conflict, stress, all those things. Because as you do, you kind of get to realize the way that you view God. And I was alone for many years in my mind sometimes because I would do something bad and then I would hide from God. And the truth is, God wants to walk with you. Even if you don't even know too much about him or you're not sure about him or you're mad at him, he still wants to be invited into your life and for you to just give him a chance. Make sure you're sharing your journey with people. Kaitlyn and I have just been talking about how important it is to be sharing, having at least one person or 2 people, because if you do this journey alone of going through college, it's really difficult. But now if you are talking to somebody, venting to somebody, sharing like the things in your mind, the crazy things or whatnot, you're gonna feel way less crazy when there are nights that you're just in your dorm room or in your apartment and maybe you decided to not do anything because nothing was interesting you out there. Share your journey with somebody. It's so important to be connected to a group of people or to a person and they really know your heart. Wraps it up. If you guys have any questions or comments or a video idea that you would like us to address, please comment it down below because we have addressed a few comments and made videos on them. So feel free to do that if you would like.
We're always looking for new video ideas. It's really not a long shot. If you're like, I'd love to see a YouTube video on this and you comment it, it'll probably happen. So comment that. And please subscribe to our channel. Literally every subscriber we get, we are so excited to see. It means so much to us. Support us and be our best friends.
Yes, we love you guys so much. Thanks for watching and we are excited for your life. We're so proud of you. Have a great day. Bye. Bye.